Good morning, students. In earlier class, we discussed about the single phase two-wire ungrounded laterals. Yes. So in single phase two-wire ungrounded lateral is converted into a balanced three-phase three-wire lateral. The power losses and the voltage drops, almost half of the voltage drops are to be reduced. Yes, if you use as a single phase system, the voltage drop and power losses are double compared to that of the transferring power through the three phase system. Yes. So now let us see today's class. We are going to be discuss the single phase two wire uni-grounded lateral. Uni-grounded lateral. That means that single phase two wire. It has a phase conductor as well as the neutral conductor, but one conductor is to be grounded. One conductor is to be grounded. That may be obviously the neutral conductor may be grounded. So this kind of system is compared with the three-phase balanced system and estimate the power losses as well as the voltage drop calculations here. Yes. So this system is not used due to the following disadvantages. There is no earth current in the system. Earth is the one of the crucial role in the electrical system. So due to one conductor is to be uni-grounded, the major problem is there is no earth current. Otherwise, there is no ground current. So it can be, due to this drawback, the system is to be not familiarly used. Yes. So it can be compared with a three-phase balanced lateral in the following manner. As per the power input to the lateral is same as before. So the loads of the both systems are same here. See, the S single phase is equal to S three phase, and this is a three-phase balanced system. It is a single phase two-wire uni-grounded. One conductor is to be grounded here. So this can be also written as one conductor it is alone. So Vs into I single phase, which is equal to 3 Vs into I three phase. This is the equation number 2. So equation number 1, the loads are to be constant. By comparing the single phase two-wire uni-grounded system with a three-phase balanced system, the load should be constant. Load should be constant in the sense you can write S single phase is equal to S three phase. So from this equation 1, you can write this equation, this is the equation 2, and simplify this equation. Here Vs is obviously line to neutral voltage. Yes. So simplifying this equation from equation number 2, I single phase is equal to 3 times of I three phase 1 when the two-wire uni-grounded lateral is to be used. So therefore, the voltage drop in the three-phase lateral can be expressed as, so this is a familiar equation. Already I told that this equation is going to be derived in the three-phase balanced lines. Yes. So voltage drop of a three-phase system is equal to three-phase current multiplied with R cos theta plus X sin theta. And the same for single phase system, voltage drop of a single phase system is equal to single phase current into Kr into R cos theta plus Kx into X sin theta. This is the equation number 5th. So now you see here, Kr and Kx already we defined in earlier case, that is the conversion constants. So where Kr is equal to 2 when full capacitor neutral is used. And what is the full capacitor neutral? Yes. So the wire size used for the neutral conductor is same as the size of the phase conductor. That is known as the full capacitor neutral. Remember, students? So what you mean by full capacitor neutral? What you mean by reduced capacitor neutral? Full capacitor neutral is one where the size of the neutral conductor is same as to that of the phase conductor. Yes, that is the full capacitor neutral. And full capacitor neutral is used, Kr value is equal to 2. The Kr is greater than 2 when reduced capacitor neutral is used. So therefore, and Kx is approximately equal to 0, 2.0 when a overhead line is to be used. And substituting these Kr and Kx values in the equation 5th, so that this can be simplified as Yes, voltage drop of a single phase system is equal to single phase current into Kr is equal to 2 R cos pi plus Kx is equal to 2x sin pi. And substituting equation 3 in equation 6. Equation 3 is what? I single phase is equal to 3 times of I3 phase. So the 2, you take the 2 as a common and substitute it in the equation 6. Voltage drop of a single phase system is equal to 6 times 3 phase current multiplied with R cos theta plus X sin theta. And dividing equation 7 by equation 4. So equation 7 is the voltage drop of a single phase system and equation 4 is the voltage drop of a 3-phase system. So all the terms are cancelled. So the value of voltage drop of a single phase system by voltage drop of a 3-phase system is equal to 6. And the per unit voltage drops are to be considered into account. The voltage drop of a single phase voltage drop of a single phase system per unit basis divided by voltage drop of a 3-phase system per unit basis is equal to 2 root 3, which is 3.46. So that is the voltage drop in the single phase 2-wire uni-grounded lateral with full capacity neutral is 6 times larger than the one in the equivalent 3-phase lateral. So it is the 6 times, it is the too much. Yes. So therefore, this system cannot be suggestible for power transmission or for power transfer from substation to the up to the load center. Why? Because it is the 6 times larger than the one in the equivalent 3-phase. So voltage drop is 6 times larger in the sense it is not preferable system. And similarly, we can concentrate it on the power loss calculation. Similarly, power loss due to load currents in the conductors of the single phase 2-wire uni-grounded lateral with full capacity neutral and equivalent 3-phase balanced laterals are, see, power loss of a single phase lateral, it is the 2 conductors, 2 I square single phase into R, and it is 3 conductors, 3 I3 phase square into R, and substituting equation 3 in equation 10, equation 3 is the I single phase is equal to 3 times of I3 phase. So you can substitute this, it is the power loss of a single phase system is equal to 2 times of 3 into I3 phase whole square into R. And dividing resultant equation 12 by equation 11, that is the PLS of single phase by PLS of 3 phase is equal to 6. Therefore, power losses due to load currents in the conductors of the single phase 2-wire uni-grounded lateral with full capacity neutral is 6 times larger than the one in the equivalent 3-phase lateral. Yes. So this is the criteria where the single phase 2-wire uni-grounded lateral can be converted into a 3-phase 3-wire balanced system. Both the voltage drop as well as the power loss are increases by 6 times. Yes. So it is not an efficient system. So therefore, the system cannot be preferable for the power transmission from substation to the load centers. And this is also another kind of system in the non 3-phase lines. So that is nothing but 2-phase plus neutral or open bilateral. You see here, the name itself, it has a 2 phases plus neutral. The third phase is to be absent here. It is also known as open Y, open Y. So phase A, as usually, its impedance and its current passing, and phase B, its impedance as well as its current passing, and A and B phases are functioning properly along with the neutral has its own impedance as well as neutral current. So this system is also known as an open Y connected lateral, open Y connected load lateral. It is a non-3-phase system. In this system also we can transfer the power from substation to the load centers. Yes. See, it shows the open Y connected lateral, open Y connected lateral. it shows the open Y connected lateral with two phases and neutral. Yes, as per our discussion, it has two phases A and B and neutral. The neutral conductor can be uni-grounded or multi-grounded. Remember, uni-grounded in the sense the neutral conductor is grounded at one particular place, and multi-grounded means the neutral conductor is to be grounded in various places. Yes, but because of disadvantages, the uni-grounded is generally not used. So neutral conductor is grounded at one particular place, so there may be so many drawbacks. So due to these drawbacks, the neutral conductor uni-grounded cannot be used, but the neutral conductor multi-grounded is to be generally used. So if the neutral is uni-grounded, all neutral current is in the neutral conductor itself. It cannot be diverted to the ground. Yes? So the entire current is to be carried by the neutral conductor. So see how this system is to be compared with the three-phase balanced system. Theoretically, it can be expressed that voltage is equal to, it is always current into impedance, and VA is equal to ZA into IA, EB is equal to ZB into IB. Assuming equal load division among the phases, the two phases plus neutral can be compared with an equivalent three-phase lateral holding the total apparent power, kilovolt ampere, KVA. KVA load is constant. So as per the comparison of the previous two, so you can also consider the same one. S2 phase is equal to S3 phase. Here also the two phases are load division among two phases, equal load division among two phases, and the two phase plus neutral can be compared with an equivalent three-phase lateral holding the total load constant. So S2 phase is equal to S3 phase. This is the equation number 1. And this can be also known as 2 Vs into I2 phase is equal to 3 Vs I3 phase. This is the equation number 2. And where Vs is the line to neutral voltage, obviously. And from equation number 2, this can be simplified. Simply Vs cancel here. And I2 phase is equal to 3 by 2 times of I3 phase. This is the equation number 3. And similarly, the voltage drop analysis can be performed. Here also same. After finding the relation between the both currents, the voltage drop analysis we are going to be do. Yes. So the voltage drop analysis can be performed depending on whether the neutral is uni-grounded or multi-grounded. Yes. So if the neutral is uni-grounded and the neutral conductor impedance Zn is 0, remember this point. Yes. So if the neutral is uni-grounded and the neutral conductor impedance Zn is 0, otherwise it is greater than 0. Yes, therefore, the voltage drop in each phase is, see, all the systems are compared with the three-phase balanced system. There is a conversion constants are come into picture. Voltage drop of a two-phase system is equal to I2 phase into Kr into R cos theta plus Kx into X sin theta. And the same balanced three-phase equation, voltage drop of a three-phase system is equal to I3 phase into R cos theta plus X sin theta. This is the equation number 5th. And the conversion constant for this system is Kr is equal to 1 and Kx is equal to 1. And these are already defined constants. So therefore equation 4 becomes, so it is the voltage drop of a two-phase system is equal to I2 phase into R cos theta plus X sin theta. Then substituting equation 3 in equation 6, equation 3 becomes I2 phase is equal to 3 by 2 times of I3 phase. So substitute in the equation number 6, I2 phase is equal to 3 by 2 times of I3 phase into R cos theta plus X sin theta. So dividing equation 7 by equation 5, so that voltage drop of a two-phase system by voltage drop of a three-phase system is equal to 3 by 2. Yes? So that is, if the neutral is uni-grounded and neutral conductor impedance Zn is longer 0 or larger 0. If the neutral is uni-grounded and neutral conductor impedance Zn is larger 0. Yes. So this is the voltage drop comparison when the neutral is unigrounded. So similarly, the voltage drop of a three-phase system by the voltage drop of a two-phase system by voltage drop of a three-phase system, which is greater than 3 by 2. Therefore, in this case, some balanced voltages are inherent. Is actually this value is 0. It's the resulting the voltages may be a balanced one. However, if neutral is multi-grounded in the sense so many places it is to be grounded and Zn is greater than 0. The data from Morrison's indicates that the per unit voltage drop in each phase this is the reference taken from the IEEE papers. So this is already scientist Morrison given this details. Voltage drop per unit of a two-phase system is equal to 2 times of voltage drop per unit of a three-phase when full capacity neutral is used. This is the equation number 10. And voltage drop of a two-phase system per unit is equal to 2.1 times of voltage drop of a per unit of a three-phase system when a reduced capacity neutral is used. Yes. So therefore, power loss analysis also depends on whether the neutral is unigrounded or multi-grounded. So if the neutral is unigrounded, so PLS two-phase is equal to I square two-phase into KR into R. Here KR is the conversion constant. Where KR is equal to 0 when full capacity neutral is used and KR is greater than 3.0 when reduced capacity neutral is used. So therefore, KR should be approximately taken as a 3. Yes. So substitute PLS two-phase by PLS three-phase is equal to, which is the 2.25. This is the equation number 13. On the other hand, if the neutral is multi-grounded, according to the Morrison's, see the value of PLS two-phase by PLS three-phase is less than 2.25. It is for multi-grounding. And based upon the data from Morrison's, the approximate value of this ratio, which is equal to PLS two-phase by PLS three-phase is approximately equal to 1.6. For this, the equation number 15, which means that power loss due to the load currents in the conductors of the two phases three-wire lateral with multi-grounded neutral is approximately 1.64 times larger than one in the equivalent three-phase lateral. Yes. So in the above 3 non-three-phase systems, just the generalized system is to be taken that should be compared with the three-phase balanced system and identifying the power losses as well as the voltage drops. Yes. So the three-phase three-wire balanced system is ultimate. It is the having approximately maximum efficiency, and these systems have to be according to the customer requirement. You are taking into a different system, non-three-phase system, but it has a power losses as well as voltage drop double the three-phase balanced system. Yes, as per these discussions, we discussed about all the non-three-phase systems. Okay, nice. Thank you. In this class, the non-three-phase systems are compared with the three-phase balanced system. Thank you.